Welcome back, denizens of the Omniverse. Today, we are starting season 2 of Interview with the Vampire. First season was fantastic. Absolutely had a thrilling ride throughout the entirety of that whole journey. It seems like we have closed that chapter, seemingly, with the way that everything ended with the climactic breakup, if you will, between Louis and Lestat. And then that reveal by the end of this, that Armand, I think that was his name, if I remember correctly, is his current lover and also a full-fledged vampire, but also not just a full-fledged vampire, but actually much older than he is, which is interesting. That raises so many questions to me, man. And I'm excited to see what more we learn, what this next phase of Louis' life and his story is like. Because he, the plan being to kill Lestat to permanently free them from, the shackles of being tied to him in that way. That he couldn't go through with it. He spared him. He let him live, gave him an out. And obviously Claudia didn't like that. We don't know exactly what happened to her after all of this. And yeah, we got a lot to fill in, a lot of new stuff. But with that all said, guys, let's get ready to hop in. If you want to see the full-length reaction, where you can watch it without all the edits that we got to do to get this stuff up on YouTube, you can check it out over on Patreon. You also get up to 4 weeks early access, depending on what tier you sign up for. You can submit your own comments, questions, or fun facts for me to read at the end of these episodes. This is a great way to support the channel, help us do things we do over here. But at the end of the day, I really appreciate it. Enjoy this reaction. To leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already, because it really helps these videos out. Huge shout out to the team over at Prepper for helping me out down these highlights for you guys here on YouTube. And with that all said out of the way, let's get ready to hop into episode 1. Here we go.
You didn't kill Lestat. You chose Lestat over her time and time again.
Right. They did leave together. I wonder when she found out and how she found out then he was still alive. Slightly different. Yeah. Is it? Actually, the planes are different. Yeah. Oh, is it because we're heading into like World War II? Whoa. What the fuck? Why did that say episode 8? Dude, this is what can be. See, this is season 2, episode 1. What can the damned really say? What could the damned really say to the damned? Maybe maybe they just, like, for logging's sake, broke it up, but maybe they're still calling it, like, continuously. Like, I guess, like, because, like, some people said that the Lestat show is season 3. That gave me a fucking heart attack, dude. Like, seeing that right there. Let me double check. I mean, this is the next episode listed on here. Dude, this threw me for a goddamn loop, man. Holy shit. Part 2. Overall, episode 8. Number in season is 1. Overall, 8. So, okay. I just want to make sure I didn't accidentally, or there's not like a glitch or a bug or something, and I'm not watching the wrong episode. So I think everything says I'm watching the correct episode. I just needed to make sure. That scared the fuck out of me, to be honest. I was like, shit, spoilers, shit, fuck. Yeah, and I did get forewarned that, oh, that's interesting that they gave you a heads up going into it. I think like it was scheduling conflicts or something like that. But I was warned she was played by a different actress this time around.
Of course, she might have said that to shut me up. She writes it here, so let's believe it. We traveled light in our ancestral home.
Well, Sam Reed's still in this season.
Some would say a poorly timed European holiday.
No kidding. That is an absolute understatement.
All those years scouring libraries for evidence of our kind, she wasn't going to let humanity's ideological rift.
Shh. When you're hungry, you're hungry. You need breakfast, I guess. Guy probably wasn't going to make it anyway.
He only calcified her determination to find others she could better relate to.
Jeez.
And rereading these pages.
What was that? The liver or the heart that she just chucked at him?
Can you imagine never dreaming
Most nights I don't remember. I mean, I don't.
Terrify you.
I don't know. I feel like most days I just don't dream. I know most of the time I wake up and I don't remember. There are sometimes that I definitely do, but like I feel like there are more nights than not that I feel like nothing. I know one time I had to take an Ambien and there was absolutely fuck all nothing that happened in my brain. It was darkness and then I was awake. That was the one that, I mean, I'm never doing that again. That tripped me up. I feel like it's pretty easy to imagine not dreaming while sleeping. I don't know.
Once again, that's the voice of the vampire Armand, disregarded as he remains off the record.
I fucking love his attitude, man.
We're not dining.
So was the whole Rashid thing like an act? The servant thing going on, was that a performance? Or is that part of their normal routine? His entire air is completely different now that he's exposed himself. Like if Daniel wasn't here, is that like song and dance we were seeing with them when we were introduced to them both? Would that be happening? Or was that for Daniel? Was that smoke and mirrors until it came down to this point where he felt the need to show him the truth? Because he's, again, it feels like the dynamic completely shift now that everything's, well, not everything, but now that is out on the table.
She had asked the desperate farmers and rationed soldiers to teach her their languages before she killed them. And when
Oh my God.
She stopped asking.
Wow. Holy shit. I was literally about to say, I was like, knowing their powers, they're not a threat. Like, hell, they could have moved around them without even being caught or seen with the levels of super speed that we've seen. Maybe not her. I don't know that she's ever showcased that to the level that Louis and Lestat have in last season, but inevitably, you know, yeah, they could just like, I mean, hell, Lestat fucking stopped time. Come on. Easy work. I do love how much this continues to highlight her intelligence, her thirst, her hunger for knowledge. Again, if her body can't grow, she's going to nurture that mind and grow that mind, learning all these languages in and out. But like the fact that she's like, gets every bit of knowledge and language and then kills them is kind of crazy. Now in this context, it's fucking, it's the time, it's them, go for it. But is that true of just everybody, of multiple different countries or languages along the way, or specifically the German army right now? I'm curious.
Any castle with ties to Vlad Tsiepes or Vlad Dracul, however slight, had to be explored.
Oh, that's what they're hunting down. I know they were looking for evidence and tales of their kind's history. This is specifically while they're here.
It's affecting the blood, the drinking misery, hopelessness.
Oh.
Thinking that's why we can't get warm. Warm up.
Oh, that's interesting.
Louis, you say something? Thank you for asking. I said I'm cold, sleeping in a hole every night. Worn to enough. How about you?
Is she ignoring him or just completely locked in on a thought?
I'm a little low myself, but
All right.
Oh. Or was she like scanning? My God.
Claudia was unassailable, like some deranged geologist waving a woolly mammoth tusk saying, "Let's knock on the neighbor's door. There must be one inside."
I mean, she wants to know about her people, who and what she is.
It's dead.
I get that.
maybe it's time we go home.
Is that a souvenir?
Can there be a more offensive? Run back to New Orleans, pry up his bones. Why don't you? Louis de Pointe, dead weight.
Oh, oof. That's gotta suck to hear stuff like that when you're going through these words and thoughts of a loved one like that.
And I want to thank you, Louis, for yesterday's How to Avoid the Sun and Torpedoes While Cruising the Mediterranean War Theater. You ever read Moby Dick, Real Rashid?
No.
I'm here to serve.
Shah Rukh Khan over here was playing you. She wrote it. Let's choose to believe it.
Unworthy in San Francisco, unworthy in Dubai. Disregard.
Wow. I love his fucking sass so much. Yeah, but to read the words of somebody like that close to you, who you hold so dear, and see them call you things like dead Wade, the way they truly think about you and stuff, especially when it's not pretty, precious, or flattering, you know, it's gotta hurt. The hell? Oh, what the fuck? Is he seeing things? Or is he following them?
Bonjour, mon amour.
Is it the same question?
Go away.
What the fuck?
I miss you.
Oh my god. Stop creepy Watsoning!
Still missing each other.
Claudia!
4 years of grim wayfaring.
Oh, it's got to be in his head then. Because she would have had a very apparent reaction if she looked up and saw him over there.
Just fucked in the head.
Quite fucked.
It's an interesting way of keeping him around, though. Literally haunted by him.
I do.
Oh. If it's in his head like this, can she hear it? Oh, what the fuck was that?
Purgatory is a lovely room for music. I have a new piece, Concerto for Gerstrat and Orchestra. I'm gonna bloody kill you.
But you were alive. You'd have done it already.
I'm merely waiting until you're happy.
Oh, if that's true, that's fucked.
1,000 souls by then.
Jeez.
Lestat was the only one that felt like murder. Semantics, surely.
Yeah.
The gray of an obliterated road, the gray-brown of a charred and bullet-ridden city. There Hitler had popped a pill in his bunker and Europe celebrated.
This is such an interesting shakeup from last season to now. What the fuck? Just unloaded into existing corpse. Are they hunting vampires?
Windows shuttered, doors bolted.
I mean, I know Hitler was upset.
So who ran garlic around these doors? Who nailed the crucifix to the wall?
Why don't you knock?
In the books, they think.
Wait, I just want to make sure I'm tracking this right. The war's over. The Russians are now here. Because if that was the Germans doing that, that would kind of make a little bit of sense, at least kind of, just because I know Hitler was obsessed with the occult, and there was so many other little projects or whatever avenues that he was researching, this, that, and the other. And I was like, okay, well, maybe if some subject or sect of them was like, investigating vampires or something like that, decided to open up all these coffins and just, shits and giggles, like unload into them, whatever. But like, this is the Russians. Well, I mean, there's a lot of Russian related folklore around it too, but that doesn't, I mean, at least something else has to be going on here, I guess. I think. Whatever.
Back with your books. Your books are bullshit.
There's a vampire in here. Another crucifix.
Hey, now, look ahead.
Oh, shit.
Look like you should.
Yeah, garlic's hanging up. So yeah, they're like purposefully like targeting vampires. The garlic hanging up, the crucifixes everywhere. Oh, it's a picture of his sister. Or at least it looked like it. Or maybe it's just the locals here. Right, because we're not in Russia. Like they said, this war turned into occupation. Oh, okay. I missed that we were in Romania.
American?
That makes sense.
Okay. War, all have sad story. You understanding my English?
Good enough.
Mary, this is my father, Robert.
We're tired. Could use a place to sleep. Got things to thank you with.
Vodka?
Oh, yeah.
American, siadł słodka ci cigary. They are not used to seeing men with good looks. Maybe German soldiers who don't know war is over. Maybe something worse.
Or maybe vampires.
Please.
I mean, someone around here seems to think that, unless it's just a superstition of the area and the region, just in general.
But God will forget when you die. God not forget.
There you go. That makes way more sense.
Americans. I haven't heard a word of English in half a year. Say something.
Something, anything.
Oh, you, darling, are taught broken English by an Englishman too enamored with his student to do the job properly.
Louis.
She's a quick study, actually, and very resourceful, and I'm desperately in love with her.
This Morgan.
Morgan Ward, correspondent, Daily Herald. They've forgotten I'm here. Louis, wonderful, strange, welcome to No Question, Hell on Earth. What's your name, sweetheart?
Why are they shooting up graves outside?
Right to the point.
Vi se vorrà albi wassele pe cumpri le nostre.
It's actually a little mantra to leave off on.
Maybe you can take Mary here to meet the other children.
I'm fine, sir. Thank you.
Go ahead, Mary. Go meet the other children.
Oh, God. I'm sure their lips would be more loose with information. Hear tell of what the adults and everybody talks about.
She didn't say that in front of Claudia.
Oh.
Say what? Who?
Oh, God, the mix-up of the memories.
Wolves. Maybe German soldiers who don't know war is over.
She thought Claudia was a child. Claudia left. And then she said it.
Oh, God. It's, like, more prominent now. Especially now that he's realizing this. Now, he's interesting. But is he still reading from the diary?
Yes. That's how it went. We should get every detail right.
But does that contradict what she wrote? So she did know then, right? Why are you butting in?
You know, Real Rashid,
My God.
and if they've got something to hide, they always start with some kind of disguise. Not literally, not some dumb Halloween costume. And I see a flash of the truth.
Armand didn't want me to do the interview, Daniel.
But he wanted to be close to it, right, Real Rashid? As a member of the inferior species, why say, hey, vampires are real? Here's almost all the story.
Oh, he's like, I'm out.
You I can fucking break.
If you'd excuse me.
Oh, God. Beautiful. So he's saying what? Or is this just another example of him getting defensive and turning the tide of the story, of the narrative, the version of events he wants? Because I was under the impression he was still reading from her diary. So she did hear that, or at least write that. So where did she hear it? Afterwards, after you're calling those words false? Or are you trying to like, no, that couldn't have happened because he was there, but then why did she write it?
Wait, that's wrong. She didn't say that in front of Claudia.
I mean, the book's still out there. I don't know if he's actively reading for this section or if this is him recounting. It very well could be him recounting it, and the book is just there, and he's filling in the gaps between the book. Maybe that's it. I wouldn't mind some clarification on that front right now, but I love Daniel's short fuse over this song and dance that's being put on, because now it's like with everything that he's seen and the things that he knows that are being sugar-coated or altered or misremembered conveniently or this, that, and the other, especially with this whole like performance between Armand, covering as God, this whole Real Rashid bit, now it's just like, okay, now it makes it hard for him to take anything as truth.
When's what?
She got all tore up when our boys started shipping out.
Yeah, that is his sister.
A sainted wife.
I grew up in a military family.
Kind of woman you can't argue much with.
I am familiar with the breed.
Why are they firing in the coffins here?
Superstitions of a backward country.
It's an old country with old things in it.
Okay, so there it is.
I believe you.
Oh, I do too. I believe everything you say, Amelia. Marry me.
When the priest comes back.
As our little joke, the priest was dragged away by our Soviet friends. And by dragged, I mean tied to a truck and dragged.
Disturb it?
Close enough. Oh God, don't do anything to the deer. Oh, it's the two they got sent out earlier with the garlic and the bell. What was that? Oh, whoa! That looks and sounds like a zombie. It's feeding like a vampire, though. What is that? Oh, that worked. Oh yeah, he is decrepit. Oh, jeez. This guy does not eat well out here, does he? Is that why he's so fucked up like that? He looked like zombie rotten. Still quick though, still fast, still strong.
Ah, you. I read it. No judgment, simple question.
What does he mean by that?
I am a magical vodka Negro.
Take my own photographs. I make more money that way. And your dutiful wife's photograph was taken by a glass plate.
Oof.
The road you really don't want to go down.
I like you.
Songs half off.
If you're AWOL, turn back around and take your punishment. It'll be paradise in comparison to Uncle Joseph's utopia.
That it?
That was unkind.
Cutting you off and taking your woman. Never mess with a magical vodka.
Oh my God.
You really want to marry him?
He's got the big one down the pants.
Daddy, I fell out of a tree.
Oh.
It was this big grayish thing, and clothes were rotting off it like it died in them. Do it. Ah! It was strong.
Oh, needed him to reset her arm.
Had fangs, what else would it be?
A snake, a baboon.
Baboons.
Come on.
Mortals scared of vampires in a part of the world known for vampires or evidence of an actual vampire.
To tell you you're pretty. Hell with him, is that it?
Oh God.
Forgive you for messing up my plan. I did not forgive you for bringing him with you.
Oh. Okay, so she knows already.
You carry him in here. You slow us down.
Who made the one that made you? I mean, what are we looking for here? Adam and Eve are the damned? God? Are we looking for God, Claudia?
Lestat, Antoinette, the motherfucker, and you. I'm looking for one.
Didn't even name the one. Understandable.
Memories just keep bubbling up.
Yeah, he's not reading from the book anymore. These are his.
Claudia was,
She was dreaming.
her head twitching like you would. She's having a nightmare. What's worse than a nightmare? The void? The nothing?
Oh.
Nights. Objects surfacing in water.
Oh God. Shit's flooding back like he said.
But it wasn't true. She could dream.
Oh.
Thank you.
Wow.
If you want to take that break,
Ooh.
I want this to remember.
She woke
woke up to the noise. We arrived back on the factory floor, a big swirl of shouting and Red Army soldiers.
Just help bring some damn sanity to the room.
Oh. Oh, it was Amelia. Oh God. Oh God, they're gonna kill her because they.
Mai poate face nimic. Nu puteți să o împușcați. Trebuie să-i dați capul.
Oh. But she wouldn't die. She wouldn't actually turn from this, but they don't know any different.
Our concern was in the woods.
That breaks my heart, dude. Honestly, it made me kind of nauseous. That's so fucked up. Oh! Wait, are they trying to like set bait? Yeah, they are. I like... I liked her too, man. That fucking pisses me off. Ignorance is what got her killed, man.
Tot eu sunt. Nu te speria.
So awkward.
What the hell is that?
Valid.
A vampire.
Oh, I'm a vampire. That's fucking catfish with teeth.
Yeah, what is it? Why is it
Not
so...
the same. Not even
Oh! And not alone! What the hell? Wait, you look a little more together. Oh yeah, light her up! Oh! Ripped his eyes out. What the fuck? Can you explain? Oh. Putting it out of its misery, I guess? Mama in the way that was your child, or mama in the way that maybe you like turned whatever the fuck that was? I mean, I guess without being able to see, his hunting days are kind of done.
A woman vampire.
An angry woman vampire.
I'm not stopping.
Me neither.
Like, was that like mother, child, as in like the way that Lestat was kind of like their father, but also not, but also whatever? Or was it actually one of hers? What the fuck? Oh, it's a soldier. She making another?
The blood is bad here. There's too much sadness. We feel it too when we drink. Maybe you need better blood.
Oh, maybe that's why the one wasn't healing and the thirst wasn't being quenched. Oh, okay. She's like, all right, abort. Wow.
A fost un tip foarte comic.
Cine i-ai mai rămas?
Pe ultimul mi l-ai ucis acolo.
Oh.
Sunt morți. Morți.
Well, out here, seems like she's the only one then. The last.
Ascund târna de pe lapt câte nopți.
Și tu o să vii cu noi.
O să mă luați cu voi peste ocean. Vă spun povestea mea și vor să-mi spuneți povestea voastră.
Wait, so are we gonna go home? Or maybe not home, but back to the States?
Claudia.
N-avem nimic.
Oh!
And that is how we met the old world vampire.
Was that just all? She's like, all that was like a dream, a wish. It's like, we own nothing. Like, this world is not ours. We creep in the shadows. What lives in the dark, thrives in the dark, returns to the dark, is nothing but the darkness. Like, she's been living this way for so long. There's no other way out. And she allowed herself this moment of reprieve to imagine, to think about, to wish. But I think knew that, at least in her mind, it was just a fleeting dream. And she was like, that was my last one. I'm gone. That's the only way I gotta interpret that right now, man. That's, wow, that turn. I honestly did think I would tell you my story when I go back. And that was her, like, recounting a little story as she takes this little bit in before she just exits. God, wow, what a crazy little turn.
I didn't know we made it available.
Dude, this is a nice bedroom setup.
Could I see the pages we removed? I won't share them with him.
The boy we met in San Francisco. We can have him saying what happened next in no time.
How?
Trying to turn the tables on him. Oh, God. Why has it got to be this chess game? Can't just be an honest, upfront, no shenanigans interview.
Good morning. Uh-huh.
You have our attention.
Yeah?
Yeah.
On the record.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay. You went west.
Claudia was entirely broken. She had left a part of herself in Romania. I knew I had to steer her far away from it, to the mother of New Orleans.
France?
Members of my coven had sensed...
We'll get to you.
The whole world was ready to return, to remake their lives, pilgrim on their hopeful way.
Oh, nice.
I want to say something to you. I don't need to hear anything back. I just need you to hear me. Our life is shit. I see you going that way, I'm going to pull you back. I don't need that from you. I'll never taste the fire. You understand me?
Oh.
If you were the last vampire on Earth, it would be enough.
Oh. Oh, hello.
You and me and you. Don't be afraid. Just start the tape.
No, 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 nope, 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 nope. Out of here with that. What an interesting shakeup to everything. From the new setting, the new time period, being often lost in the world, as just the two of them too, at just the worst time possible for them. As the world is crumbling and falling apart, and they are just trying to scrap and scrounge their way through this world that is tearing itself apart. And that is tainting the blood. I love that concept. And we got a little bit of a trickle of that and a taste of it in season 1 as well, about how Louis can taste these things in the blood, these feelings or whatever. And, you know, and then now we're even accentuating that even further, that seems like this blood, if it is not nourished in the right kind of way, it doesn't provide any sustenance. I'm assuming that's why she still looked the way she looked, and why the children she was making still looked the way they looked. Like, that thing was feeding, but it wasn't like regenerating. It wasn't healing. It looked like a zombie. And like he said, it was like, no matter what they do, how much fire they have, they are still cold. They feel weak. They feel depressed. You know, the blood's not doing what it should be doing. Which, if we rewind that a little bit, maybe that's why the animal's blood doesn't necessarily do it in the same way that a human's does. For some of them, it's not so much that it's the difference in the species, but the ability to absorb all these other things, these other emotions, these other feelings. I don't know. Or I mean, hell, maybe if you got a really happy rat, well taken care of, full of love, it would be a little bit different. But it's like the life lived, the life felt transfers in the blood itself. Like it's almost like a piece of the soul, and that connection there is transferring over into them when they take it into themselves. And I love them like just kind of like archaeologically traversing the lands of lore, you know, for like the places where vampires allegedly were plentiful, hail from in some instances, trying to find any clues. And they found like an old place where one was, and its coffin, they found it, but it was long since dead. And then it led them into Romania. And by this point, obviously the war was over, but the Russians still held sway over much of it. So they had to navigate all of that. And then, you know, and then they got in touch with these locals here, which obviously, given where they are at the station, the time, the superstition still held very, very true. So that's why, like, even though the dead, they were still double tapping everybody and making sure that the dead didn't come back up. And not even just because of, you know, superstition alone, simply because something is out there attacking them. So the superstition also, it was like, oh, well, just in case, because they were being hunted out there, and probably at an increasing rate, since their blood was no longer helping this thing. So it was never really quenching its thirst or its hunger because of the bad blood. And everybody else was like preparing with the garlic and the crosses, and it does nothing, but it's all superstition that carries on. So they're still holding up those things. And because they also don't know, just because she got bit, she's not going to turn. We know that so far. It's not a virus. You know, there's a process of turning, but they don't know that. And they couldn't intervene. They couldn't interject. They'd be like, no, that's not actually fine. They had to let her die. That sucks so much, man. And meanwhile, throughout this, and we started to see it last season, and now things are just trickling. It's like whatever happened over the course of last season, especially that last little bit, talking to Daniel this time around has unlocked these memory floodgates. He's remembering things that he, in a different way that he was recollecting it previously. And now it has him questioning his own memories about a lot of different things, from the interaction with the soldier to the night with Lestat, to a bunch of different stuff. Even this time here, when he started recounting the stuff with Claudia at this, with these villagers, I say, no, she wouldn't have been there for that, because I told her to go with the children. She would have been with the children, and Amelia wouldn't have said that in front of the kids. So I love this. Like, he's now like unraveling himself, and Armand is like, hey, we're losing control of the narrative here. We need to get the reins back, you know. And now they're playing this game. It's like, oh, that inexperienced child from before that we met all those years ago, he's still in there. We got to get at that guy, that Daniel. We need to pull him out. Like, I don't understand. I guess at this point, I'm just a little confused at what their goal is. Like, with this now. Like, obviously, he wants to, it's like this weird cautionary tale. It's the story of his life. It's a memoir of sorts, but also it's this warning. It's this wake-up call. It's this immortalization of his life and everything he's learned along the way. But it's also stuff that he's trying to control the narrative on. But because Daniel is way more experienced and way more locked in than he was the last time, he's able to really get to the center of it. Like, there was this there was sometimes he knowingly tried to color a thing to be perceived in the way he wanted, as opposed to the way it truly happened or whatever, or just refused flat out to answer anything. But Daniel's like navigating this and getting exactly what he wants. Like this thing, like his pressing is what prompted this flood to wash over Louis' mind. And Armand this entire time was like, he's so defensive and protective over him. He's like, he didn't want him to do the interview at all, just in any way, shape, or form. And now he's like turning it against it, where now it's this retaliation and this assault towards Daniel, now that he's shown that he's a more formidable opponent than they remembered. But I don't know why it's this thing. And it just makes me wonder, maybe there's something I missed in season 1, and maybe I'm not remembering, but I guess I'm a little at a loss for why we're in this contentious position at all. And the overall point, I guess, now, like, what's the real point? Because it feels like there's a secondary game going on, or aim with this entire point of this interview, rather than just being this accounting and this this thing that's meant to be this not condemnation, this expose exposing the vampire, their existence, their life, what they are, what they feel, what they go through, just his experience in general, and expose that to this world. I don't know. I guess I'm just confused on their motivations at this point, both of them, because he also knew that he was bringing him in here to do this, even against Armand's will, but also the fact that he had his own agenda with the whole thing to begin with, both times, and they were both very different things too. I'm confused. Please, well, unless it's a spoiler, don't elaborate. If it's a spoiler, don't elaborate. We'll get to it when we get to it. But for right now, if I should understand their motivations, their machinations by now, and I'm just not remembering, or maybe there's something I'm not understanding, some clarity would help. As long as it's not a spoiler, please. God, I would be so upset if somebody just like spoiled something instead. If it's something I just need to be patient and it'll reveal itself, just tell me that. Anyway, God, fantastic episode. And this new actor for Claudia, she's definitely has a distinctive presence that's very different. That's for sure. But she's still doing a really good job. I don't know. She doesn't have that. I do feel like there's a little bit of this, and we're just getting to know her right now. Get used to her right now. But like, I do feel like there's a little bit of there's a little bit, she's doing a great job, but I feel like she doesn't have, I feel like there's a little bit of that flame that's just a little weaker right now compared to our original Claudia. And maybe it's just because of to be fair, we are in this bleak, gray, fucked up period of time. So like that's going to put a damper on anybody. And I don't know. Maybe it's not fair to judge her on that just yet. Maybe we'll wait once we get into the swing of this. And I do want to talk about that last a little bit, because part of me was like, he was like, you and me, even if you were the last vampire on Earth, that would be enough for me. I mean, he wants to live. He just wants to make sure she sees it off to the very end, that she doesn't throw herself into a fire. He's not going to do that as long as she's there. But if something did happen, he would be happy that even if she was the only vampire left on Earth, he would have done his job. And I think that's like a parent and a child hoping the best for them. They don't want, the world would be better off with them in it, even if they were alone or whatever. I guess the sentiment was kind of being in the moment. I think it's just like showing just how important she is, and her being awake and alive and not letting all of this drag her down or stifle her or keep her from soaring or pursuing something, because she's looking backwards. She's looking for meaning in the past, meaning in the vampires that were and was and all of that, instead of using anything to move forward. And I think that's all because she's trying to understand herself. And he's like, hey, we're still going to keep looking. We can't be the only good vampires out there. So if it's not here, we'll keep moving, just trying to keep her from drowning in all of this sorrow and failure. But then in that moment, Lestat showed up. So when he was like, you and me, you and me, you and me, you and me, me and you, me and you, Lestat showed up. So I was also like wondering, I was trying to watch his eye line because I couldn't quite tell sometimes where he was exactly looking. And was he that also his way of like longing for Lestat as well, that he summoned him into that moment? It was like, even if it was just the end of the world, or we were the last of the vampires, or even if he was talking to Lestat, was he saying that about him too, or exclusively Claudia? Because he didn't show up until he started saying all of those things. And I wonder if that was some manifestation of his own guilt, or his own love, or his own that tether, that string that connects them forever as well. If it was a little bit about the both of them, because the both of them meant so much to him, so much so that he couldn't permanently remove him from the equation at all. I don't know. I do wonder if that was meant to be a message purely for and about her, or if it had a little bit of a duality to it. Anyway, though, let's go head over to Patreon. We got 3 for today. We got REM. Welcome to the second season. It's going to get real wild. What do you think of our new Claudia, and what are your thoughts on Louis and Armand as a couple? Love your reaction to the series. Hope you've loved reacting to it as well. I have been having a lot of fun with it. I've been having a blast watching this show. It's so lively, animated, and I love the roller coaster of emotions that it plays around with. The new Claudia, I think she looks great. Like, there's not like a huge, like, they did a good job casting, because there's not like a huge like physical gap between the two of them. They look fairly similar. Obviously you could see the differences, but like they did a really good job casting. Her voice is, I think, the most noticeable difference. They definitely talk and sound very different. And right now, again, and it could be largely because of the setting, the time, and the weight, the emotion that is weighing on the characters during this period, and the bleak things they're dealing with right now. Maybe that has something to do with this, but like I said, it does feel like, I feel like season 1 Claudia had this, I don't know, this energy, this fire, this oomph. But the thing is, I guess in this part of the story too, she is kind of losing that, hence that conversation there at the end. So I don't know if that's very fair to put on the actor about the whole thing. As far as my thoughts on Louis and Armand as a couple, I mean, hey, good on you. You're in love. He's not Lestat. He seems to genuinely care, operative word, to actually care about how he's perceived, how he's feeling, what he's going through, all of these things. And he seems to be, he'd take care of him. Even if the whole butler thing was a sham, he seems to genuinely worry and be concerned about him. And when he presses, he relents if it's what he actually wants. But there is some kind of weird game going on, but that they're both part of. They're both party to. It's not like he's some kind of puppet master in any kind of way, like Lestat might have been. He doesn't seem controlling or anything like that. I don't know. On the surface right now, seem like a nice little happy couple with all the complications that come with being vampires, having to navigate an interview right now. But there's something weird about their motivations, about why they're even having this to begin with, and what's going on there that kind of makes me raise an eyebrow. But I do want to know way more about him. I hope we do get into that eventually. Then we have Kemi Stanton. I'm dying to know what you think of Armand now that he has revealed himself. How do you feel about the relationship dynamic, especially when you reflect on how he behaves in the background during season 1? It makes his reactions in season 1 make so much more sense. Because there's a lot of the times where he's very, very reactionary, very, very judgmental. He's asserting himself into conversations where if he was just a servant, he's a very bold, outspoken servant. And I thought maybe that was the case. Maybe that was the relationship that that Louis cultivated with his staff. But he was the only one that it was like that with. So that does kind of stand out. But it's just so he could be there as this like safety guard, this cock block of sorts. Anytime Daniel might get a little too close to something they don't want him prying into. But Daniel was really, really, again, formidable as an opponent, because he was able to just like dip and weave through their defenses pretty deftly last season. But it does highlight a lot of those things, a lot of those little things that I was like, oh God, man, this guy's really forward for like a you know, his butler, waiter, whatever you want to call him, you know. And now now it's completely different. Now it's just exposed. Now it's almost like not controlling, but he is shadowing. He is hovering, but like in a protective way. I don't feel like it's a possessive, obsessive, like Lestat kind of way. But it does kind of feel, I don't know, motherly in a way, like the way that he's also allowing him to feed on him and to get that sustenance on him, like we saw last time. And he just sits there staring Daniel down, shooting the lasers at him. I don't know. I just want to know what's going on in his head. I just want to know so much more about him now. But it does make his snarky distaste for Daniel in season 1 so much more understandable, especially since he never wanted this to be the case to begin with. God, the fucking real Rashid comments all throughout this too. I love Daniel. He's such a great little breath of fresh air all throughout this. Then finally we have Nightcrawler 247. Well, hello again. So loved your discussion about Louis' reliability as a narrator and wanted to add my 2 cents. I feel Louis is an unintentionally unreliable narrator. He's not trying to mess up the story, but as we've seen, vampires don't just have perfect memories. Trauma can also cloud one's memories, and his partner, actively wants to be left out of the story. I think Louis is doing his best to recount the tale despite all of this, but he fails at times, which is just very true of anybody else trying to recount something with certain constraints as well, especially when you're trying to like purposefully omit certain things because it's not your story to tell, or because you don't want the world to think a certain way, or for you to even have to reconcile with a certain thing that happened, like with the Bruce stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I get that. I also feel like a lot of reactors tend to read into the bedroom scene between Louis and Armand too harshly. They take it to mean the relationship is bad. So I wanted to say this is a long term, I mean, that's an understatement, I guess, by the way this is going, in the height of a disagreement. I think it's pretty reasonable things would be tense and shouldn't be taken as if the relationship is terrible. I didn't even get that vibe whatsoever. That seemed like a very normal interaction between the two of them. Like they're going through something mildly serious. You know, then they both have different feelings about it. One's trying to be protective. One is being... he's like trying to discover something. He's working through something. The other one's just kind of being a little extra protective. Like I didn't get any kind of vibe that there's any ill will between them. I didn't feel like they're in a weird spot in their relationship. I got nothing but like normal loving couple vibes in that scene. Like sure, they weren't making out or going to town, but if they've been together for a long time, sometimes you're just in bed and you're just like, this is a fucking conversation. Sometimes you're just doing different things. Like, I don't know why that's hard for some people to wrap their heads around. Yeah, I got absolutely, completely, at worst, neutral vibes there. Nothing bad at all, or that they're in their relationships in any kind of state of decline. I think we got plenty of evidence all throughout this that is completely to the opposite. And hell, I thought that scene was more showing how well their relationship is held together, because while they disagree, Armand's not restricting his own demands. He's conceding. He's giving him these options. He's being protective. He's putting up these assertions. He's reminding him, hey, we agreed on this, but we thought it would be better for us, for you especially. He's like, yeah, this is for me. I will give it to Daniel. I just need this. And he was like, okay. And that's like a perfectly fine thing when you're dealing with a situation, especially over a sensitive topic that you both know is sensitive for each of you in different ways. I thought that was perfectly fine. That's interesting. That's kind of surprising. Well, with media literacy the way it is these days, sure. Not that I'm 100% all the time, but I felt like I got nothing popped up on my radar in that in any kind of negative way. What do you think of the new actress for Claudia? I kind of went into that already. I'm not going to go repeating myself about that one. Fun fact to end on. In the book, Armand is a redheaded, possible Russian that looks around 14. What? Interesting. Well, hold on. What is Louis? What's the description of Louis then in the book? Because I'm curious about that. Because we have an understanding of Claudia in the book versus the show. Armand versus the show. Given, I mean, at the time, God, it doesn't make it any more right. It's probably extremely normal for the time. Not probably. We know for a fact this is unfortunately pretty damn normal for the time, regardless of how old he really is. That's a whole other question, you know, because he is like, what, 180, near 2 centuries old? But like Claudia would be trapped in a body that can't age. That's some crazy shit, man. That's a different kind of prison. I don't know if I could handle being talked down to by somebody that looked like a fucking teenager. I think I just could never wrap my head around it. I'm like, you little brat, shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. That's part of the problem too. That's part of the issue at hand here. Oh God. What is Lestat's and Louis' book descriptions? I think I would like to know that, like how they are. Like, are they described with any kind of similar kind of assertions? I'm just really interested in that, I guess, at this point. Because maybe that contextually will make that a little less weird. I mean, it's already pretty fucking weird. Like, if they're on, like, the same, not playing field, but, like, dealing with the same constraints. I don't know. Whatever. It's an interesting little thing, but yeah, I didn't get any of that vibe between them at all. It seems like, honestly, out of every relationship we've seen with Louis, which so far, I mean, it's just barely been the one, and then this, it seems like a completely 180. Like, there's similar vibes in the way that he is definitely the bottom in this relationship, or at least, I was going to say switch, but like, their control and their way of being there for Louis is very, very different. Actually, I mean, really with Armand, it's more about protection than anything. And where with Lestat, it always felt like it was some kind of manifestation of himself, his ego reflected within those he chooses to have around him. Everything's an extension of him, is the way that he always kind of carries himself. It's more of like, it's more possessive. Like, there's love there in the way that he can love a person, but it is in the way that I think he also loves himself and them as such, as an extension of himself, which is why he continuously tries to turn him and groom him towards his ways. It is very interesting because they know he's alive, or presume he's alive based on that. Claudia knows as well, but no one knows where he is. So in this way, this guilt is carried around, this phantom of Lestat that's following him around, as well as the love that's obviously still there. Regardless of all these things, you can hate. You can love somebody you hate. You can like love somebody that has wronged you. Like sometimes somebody has done, you still love, like the love you had for them is still there. And sometimes the things they do to you can never completely cut that out of your heart, no matter how much you try and know they are this bane on your existence. Your heart does weird shit, man. And I think that's just one of these things where there's so many different things affecting him, and now he's carrying him around. And Claudia called him out on it. It's like, I can feel him in you. I can hear him. You know, our minds are like, you know, I know you're. You know, it's not that he's out there, you didn't do the thing, you're bringing him with us. I thought that was interesting. I forgot to comment on that. Anyway, fantastic start to the season. Really, really interesting shakeup of the dynamic, our trajectory and all that kind of stuff. And I'm excited to see where it goes, man. In the meantime, that's all I got for right now. I'm going to leave it there and pass it off to you. What'd you guys think? How did you feel about all of this? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction if it did. Leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Remember, to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon. And speaking of before we go, I want to shout out Lily Chen Sun, Kiana Chanel, McGreg, Angela Burr, Calvin Brindley, CP Bastard, Theodore Wolf, Amy Becca, Eric Coyote, and Ty Lund. Thank you guys so much for becoming savers. You know, the channel help sponsor, support the rescues. I'm going to take care of here at the office. You guys have been a tremendous help with all that. Thank you guys so much. And as always, I'm going to give a huge special thank you to all of our channel legends. You and the patrons allow us to do so much of what we do over here. You know, keeping up with all this content, doing stuff like this, and just, you know, beating the copyright claims and strikes and all that jazz. Without you guys, we would not be able to sell so smoothly throughout all this in the way that we do. So thank you guys so much, because I want to keep as much of this coming to you guys here on YouTube as much as possible, because without y'all, we wouldn't be here. But that's this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.